This is the Houston Unlimited Hydroplane World Championship, brought to you by Ford and your local Ford dealer.
From the Lone Star State of Texas, it is time for the 10th and final race of the 1984 Unlimited Hydroplane racing season, that being the Houston World Championships. And what a gorgeous setting. We're some 20 miles south of downtown Houston, near NASA, of course, the Lyndon Johnson Space Center, and we are on Clear Lake here in the southern part of this state of Texas. Hello, everybody. I'm Don Poyer again with Jim Hendrick to bring you today's race, and already we have a major development, just like last week at Lake of the Ozarks. The Squire shop has broken another propeller, the blade coming off, damaging the rudder, and Jim Hendrick is down there with the driver, Mickey Remund, for an update. Jim?
What was the first thing you noticed that was wrong? What did you feel?
Yeah, we've had a lot of propeller breakage this year. Everyone has. And it generally comes out with a big boom, a heavy vibration or kind of a boom explosion type. This time it was the boom and explosion type, and I thought we had just broken another propeller. I didn't know until they lifted it on the crane that we actually broke a shaft. The propeller came off and tangled up with the steering linkage in the back. I thought the rudder was gone because I lost all steering.
You lost the rudder arm.
The rudder's still on, but it broke the arm off, the mechanism for it. So I really don't know as much as you guys do now. I just had one chance to peek at it, except for the big boom.
Okay, Don?
On a positive note, the Texmo qualified. That is the outboard-driven tunnel hull owned by Bob Hall out of Texas and driven by Buck Thornton. They qualified for the first time in 1984, today at a speed of better than 108 miles per hour.
I'm real happy for the owner. I'm real happy for Mercury, and real happy for all the people that worked so hard to get us to where we are now.
And finally, it wouldn't be appropriate unless we talked to the defending champion, that being the Miss Renault, owned by Jerry Schoenith, driven by Milner Irvin. And Jim is with them right now. Jim?
I guess the big question is, Don, can they repeat? How about it, Jerry?
I'll tell you, the Renault is running great. The water in Houston's the best it's ever been, but you got to ask Milner.
Miller?
Jim, it'll be a tough act to follow after last year, but we are running a lot better than we were last year. We think we got a good chance.
A lot of competition here today. Now let's check the rundown for Heat 1A. Heat 1A will see Jerry Hopp driving the U-20 Rampage 3. He qualified at 108.709. Joe Ritchie, Spirit of Detroit, will be driven by Todd Yawling. They checked in at 115.340. The Miss Renault, defending champion, driven by Milner Irvin at 115.771. The Houston Gold Cup 85 U-80 with Ron Armstrong at the wheel at 120.514. Also qualifying for Heat 1A, the Miss Budweiser with Jim Kropfeld, national champion of 1984. He checked in at 121.245. And Miss Tosti Asti with Steve Reynolds rounds out the field at 1A at 126.564. And that's the rundown of Heat 1A, and now for all the action in Heat 1B. How about it, Don?
All right, Jim, Heat 1B looks pretty good. We've got a couple of turbines as well as the established Merlin engines. Let's take a look. First of all, the Lite All-Star, the host boat for this race with Tom DeEath aboard, qualifying at 107.6 miles per hour. Then comes the Texmo, qualifying for the first time in 1984. Buck Thornton, the driver, at 108.303. American Speedy Printing, the U6 with Ron Snyder at 116.339 miles per hour. The U8, the Miss Executone Telephones out of Seattle, George Johnson, the driver, 117 miles per hour. The U1, the Atlas Van Lines with Chip Hanauer aboard. Of course, the turbine boat qualifying at a conservative 127 miles per hour. And the U2, the Squire shop with Mickey Remund aboard with that prop damage. Hopefully they'll be ready in time for Heat 1B. They qualified at 128.1. This is the final race day of 1984, and it should be one of the best and most exciting. The stage is set for 1A and 1B. We'll have those for you right after this timeout.